Last Wednesday, academics gathered at the Imperial War Museum in Manchester for the event Rethink the Nation. Guest speakers included Professor Kim Knott from the University of Lancaster, best-selling author Joanne Harris, writer Aina Qureshi, project director for Opera North Dominic Gray, and CEO of Visit England James Beresford. The free event was organised between the University of Huddersfield and the Arts and Humanities Research Council as part of their 10-year anniversary. Music, dance, speech and images were used in order to make the event as fun and creative as possible. A variety of video packages were shown to the panel to get discussions flowing.
But for other people, the colour of my skin, my religion, my ethnic background means something to them which excludes me from certain definitions of Britishness, or which makes them say that I've got to prove my Britishness. Why should I prove my Britishness? Living in Britain right now, for somebody like me, is a constant source of navigating your identity, looking for solutions all the time, and it's sad, but having to justify your existence.
Ethnicity, migrants and refugees, and faith were just some of the subjects that were covered.
I think there's two interesting points here. One is the idea that faith can build communities. And of course they do, and they did. Communities have arisen around churches and mosques and synagogues, and that is one form of society, and mostly a positive one. The negative one, as far as I can see, is this idea that there are moral values attached to having faith as opposed to not having faith, which is something that I would strongly dispute, because given that I don't subscribe, I don't believe that my moral centre is lacking just because I don't subscribe to a particular faith.
I caught up with Aina Qureshi after to further discuss the problem of integration into wider society.
I think if you define integration as being a member of society and a part of society, then everybody has a place and they are integrated into society because actually we're a whole. So every part is, every person in that whole is playing a part. I think if you define it as the political way of looking at integration at the moment, which actually has a slightly different onus. Yes, you can talk about the younger generation, but actually even to integrate the younger generation, unless it comes from the older generation, it's not going to happen.
People from all different walks of life attended the event that could offer a different perspective on the issues faced, not only in Britain, but also from around the world.
I'm from Australia. I just moved to Britain 3 months ago, and I learned that a lot of the issues I think facing British identity are global issues, and they also are talked about a lot in Australia. The issue of national identity and racism, Islamophobia, cultural awareness are all things talked about in Australia, and so I learned that Australia is dealing with things that are sort of across the world too.
After discussions had taken place, both guests and academics were invited to take part in a Bhangra Workshop. I then got a chance to speak to Hardeep Sahota, who hosted the workshop, about the work that he does and how it benefits those who take part.
What is Bhangra? I wrote the book on Bhangra, and it's based a little bit on my research about its history, and it's about sharing that practice, bringing people together, sharing our heritage between ethnic minorities, as well as kind of just spreading the word to the wider community as well. It's a bit of a cliche, but like love and music and dance, brings us closer together. And I think what I've noticed is when I've gone into schools and people have shared a positive experience, it brings any group closer together. And that's what I try and do in my workshops. It's not just do a performance and that's it. It's actually getting people involved, learning from each other. I think that's important.
After a night of positive discussions, it seems that rethinking the nation can be done in a fun, thought-provoking way. Now all that's left to do is to put these words into action.